we present today. At this juncture, let me warmly congratulate our inductees. You have demonstrated resilience, discipline, and unwavering commitment to excellence. Your success today support of your families, and above all, your own determination. I'm particularly delighted to note the outstanding academic performance recorded this year, graduating with 4 first-class honors across various disciplines. You have to applaud that. So graduating with 4 first-class honors across various options is no small achievement. This remarkable feat speaks to the strength of our academic programs, the dedication of our faculty, and the extraordinary ability of our students. To our first-class graduates, your accomplishment inspires us all, and we are confident that you will continue to raise the bar in your future endeavors. As you take the professional oath today, remember that you are stepping into a field central to modern health care. The accuracy of diagnosis, the quality of patient outcomes, and the credibility of scientific investigation all depends heavily on the integrity, competence, and professionalism of medical laboratory scientists. I urge you to uphold the ethics of this profession and to carry out your duties with diligence, humility, and compassion. Let me also offer a few words of guidance as you embark on the next phase of your journey. 1, commitment to lifelong learning. The world of medical diagnostics is evolving rapidly. With advances in molecular biology, genomics, informatics, and precision medicine, stay curious, stay updated, and continue to build your expertise. Secondly, let integrity define your practice. Your results guide critical clinical decisions. Uphold honesty and accuracy at all times, even when no one is watching. Seek excellence, not comfort. Whether you work in a hospital, laboratory, a research institute, public health, industry, or academia, strive to be embrace innovation. Healthcare systems need problem solvers. Think creatively, ask questions, and seek new ways to improve diagnostic services. And lastly, serve humanity. Beyond the science, remember that every sample you handle represents a human life. Someone's parents, child, or loved one. Let empathy guide your practice. Today, you join a distinguished profession with the power to transform healthcare. The future is full of possibilities, and I'm confident that each of you will make meaningful contribution to the society, to science, and to humanity at large. On behalf of the School of Basic Medical Sciences, I congratulate you once again and wish you great success in your future endeavors. Go forth and make us proud. Thank you very much.
I think now is the time for me to invite you to clap again for the Dean. We are moving very quickly. And the next activity we want to undertake is going to be one that will demand a lot of applause and, if possible, a standing ovation. Because at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite to the microphone to declare this occasion open and also to give us his address, the chairman of this occasion today, the very person of the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Raphael Igbinosa Adege. Please, can we stand and applaud him as he makes his way, please?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You may be seated, please. IUO, IUO, IUO. Well, the Vice Chancellor, like the public relations just mentioned, is unavoidably absent. But I represent him on this very, very important occasion. It is with immense sense of pride and profound joy that I welcome everyone to this ground event to celebrate some of our finest products. At today's occasion, we officially welcome a new crop of problem solvers, innovators, and nation builders into the revered field of the medical laboratory science profession. Personally, I'm glad that I'm witnessing the induction of the 16th set of medical laboratory scientists by the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, having been on this journey since 2005. When the program was vetted in Igbinedion University, I'm particularly delighted because God has been grateful to us as a university. The overwhelming support from our proprietor and Honorable Chancellor, Chief Sir Dr. Gabriel Sawa Igbinedion, the University Governing Council, management team, and the ever-dedicated staff of the College of Health Sciences, the program has continued to grow in leaps and bounds. Specifically, I am happy to mention that the dedication and efforts of the staff in the Department of Medical Laboratory Science, led by the indefatigable head of the department, Dr. Daniel Bomaiko, has aided us in sustaining our accreditation since inception of this program. Congratulations are therefore not out of place. I congratulate all of the 64 newly qualified scientists who attained this feat by determination and dint of hard work, coupled with the sacrosanctity of our academic calendar, which demonstrates the unbroken academic culture in force in this great university, Igbinedion University. The theme for this momentous event is timely and thoughtful. National health security, the critical role of the medical laboratory scientists. You all will agree with me that this topic is a relatable one, taking into account the healthcare reality of the country. It is also thought-provoking, as it is expected to stimulate your minds on the roles required from you as a scientist in securing the health of the country. Before I proceed further, I wish to once again extend our heartfelt condolences to the Medical Laboratory Science Council over the passing of its erstwhile Chief Executive Officer, Registrar, Dr. Tosan Irabo, who was one of our outstanding alumnus. May his soul continue to rest perpetually in peace. We remain grateful to the Council for its steadfast role in upholding the standards and ethics of the profession in Nigeria. The regulatory oversight ensures the integrity of the qualification these graduates will be receiving today. And your presence here is a testament to our shared commitment to excellence. To our newly qualified scientists, I dare say you are welcome over our health and well-being. This is because you are the finders of the what in healthcare delivery, the torch bearer showing other healthcare professionals the right path to go in the search for solutions. You are no ordinary scientists. You are different, being built up in an environment given to development of leaders under an atmosphere of integrity and excellence. We have done our best to raise you as Nigerians hope for a better today and the years to come. Do your best to manifest these virtues and excel. My dear inductees, for years, you have been immersed in the study of scientific principles and ethics of the profession, which involves confidentiality, integrity, accuracy, and respect for persons. Therefore, I charge you to keep close to your chest these guiding principles to ensure high quality, unbiased patient care, and avoid conflicts of interest, and maintaining competence as well as treating samples and patients with dignity, which is crucial for patient safety and trust. It is understandable if any one of you think that the day is about you. Note also that there are key actors which God Almighty empowered to bring you to this point. First, I'd like to acknowledge God for his mercies. Members of your family, especially your parents, and benefactors, relatives, and significant others who have encouraged, guided, and likely funded much of your way to this point. They deserve significant applause. Thank you very much. Note that the funding for your studies has been significant. Don't ever forget your teachers and support staff who labored over you. So make sure their labors are not in vain. Igbinedion University has provided you with a foundation, but the building you erect upon it is your life's work. As you step out, I charge you to focus on honing attention to details. Be problem solvers by embracing entrepreneurial opportunities for providing solutions. Embrace lifelong learning and endeavor to communicate clearly. Collaborate across disciplines. Ensure high ethical standards and develop strong time management, and always link your work to patient care to boost visibility and impact. To the inductees, once more, you take your oath today. Remember the weight and the promise it carries. You are not just becoming scientists, you are becoming custodians of Nigeria's future. The road ahead is demanding, but you are equipped. You are Igbinedion trained. You are therefore resilient. You are the strategic asset we have been waiting for. Go forth and build. Build the infrastructure. Build the needed security in our healthcare sector. And in doing so, help build a stronger, more prosperous, and more secured Nigeria. Thank you very much.
I think if you believe that you are a strategic asset to Nigeria for the inductees, I think you'd actually clap better than that. Thank you very much. Chairman, sir, I've just been informed that the head of Department Medical Laboratory Science, Benson Idahosa University, Dr. Mrs. Joy Ehiga, is here ably represented by Mr. Caleb Ibohian. Please, can we applaud him? He's here in the audience. Thank you very much. You're welcome to this occasion here today. Very quickly, I'd like to invite to the microphone to take the citation of the guest speaker on behalf of the university orator, who is unavoidably absent due to other pressing engagement, the very person of Professor Mrs. Georgina Erifeta. Please, can we applaud her as she makes her way, please?
Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Lawrence Ikechikwezemo, FAS, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Ralph Adege. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to adopt the already well-established protocol. Chairman, sir, may I? Okay, he's already here, we're already standing. Great. Citation of Professor Chinedum Charles Oyenekwe. It is with great honor and profound admiration that we present Professor Chinedum Charles Oyenekwe, a distinguished scholar, visionary academic leader, and one of Nigeria's most accomplished chemical pathologists, as today's special guest and celebrated speaker at the 16th Medical Laboratory Science Induction Ceremony. Born on the 19th of October, 1970 in Anambra State, Professor Charles Oyenekwe has risen through unyielding dedication, academic brilliance, and unwavering commitment to excellence to become an internationally respected authority in chemical pathology, immunology, and medical laboratory science. A product of rigorous exemplary training, he began his educational journey at UNA Odumfa Ebutemeta, earning his first school leaving certificate in 1983. He proceeded to Bishop Crowder Junior Seminary, Oka, where he obtained his GCE in 1988. His professional foundation was solidified at the School of Medical Laboratory Science, University of Nigeria, where he completed the AML-SN program, BMLS equivalent, between 1989 and 1994. Chairman, sir, driven by an insatiable pursuit of knowledge, he advanced to the Department of Chemical Pathology, University College Hospital, Ibadan, earning the prestigious fellowship by dissertation in 1997. His academic distinction continued at the University of Ibadan, where he obtained an MSc in chemical pathology, emerging as the best graduating student. Can we applaud our guest speaker this morning? Thank you. That was an exceptional honor that opened his path to a fully sponsored PhD program completed between 1998 and 2002. His global exposure includes a certification in biotechnology from the renowned German Research Center, Braunschweig, Germany, in 2002. Professor Oyenekwe's illustrious career is decorated with remarkable achievements. He attained the rank of Professor of Chemical Pathology on the 1st of October, 2011. A milestone reflecting his intellectual depth, scholarly productivity, and groundbreaking contributions to the medical sciences. He has served as a visiting professor across multiple institutions, including the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Federal University, Otoke, and Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, demonstrating its national relevance and academic versatility. We can do more. Thank you, thank you. Chairman, sir, our professor is a consummate mentor and builder of men. He has supervised postgraduate students who today serve as 7 professors, 2 readers, and many senior lecturers across reputable universities. His impact on capacity development within Nigeria's biomedical landscape is both profound and enduring. Professor Oyenekwe has also rendered exemplary service as a postgraduate and undergraduate external examiner in numerous Nigerian universities. His expertise has been repeatedly sought by the National University Commission, where he has served in several accreditation and resource verification exercises, helping to shape the standards of medical and laboratory science education nationwide. He holds esteemed fellowships, including Fellow, West African Postgraduate College of Medical Laboratory Science. He's also a Fellow of the Society of Environmental and Public Health of Nigeria. Chairman, sir, Professor Charles is a scholar of exceptional repute, a mentor of distinction, a researcher of global insight, and a patriotic contributor to Nigeria's health academic sectors. Professor Igbinedion Charles Oyenekwe stands today as a shining example of excellence, integrity, and transformative leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride that we honor Professor Igbinedion Charles. He's a distinguished academic giant, an inspirational mentor, and a trailblazer in medical laboratory science. We honor him today as our distinguished special guest speaker at this induction ceremony. Again, may I request that we loudly jam our hands together to Professor Charles as he takes over the podium for his assignment this morning. Thank you. Charles, as he takes over the podium for his assignment this morning. Thank you.
Can I have my slide up? May I stand on the existing protocol? I also want to thank the Vice Chancellor, duly represented by the DVC. I want to thank the university management, the college board, the academic board of MedLab Science for seeing me worthy to deliver this lecture this morning. Next slide.
Welcome to the Credit Hire Department.
Are you there? Go up. Go up.
Good morning, thanks. Jordan speaking. How can I help?
Is that line?
Hello there.
I'll move on.
I need to
Okay.
make some inquiries about a claim. Can I give you the
In
reference
terms
number?
of the topic,
Yes, sure.
is national
It's,
security, the role, critical role
your
of
reference is
medical laboratory
22
scientists.
419 1882.
Can I confirm your name, please?
Abiodun Olabowale.
I just for security purposes, the first line of the address.
First of all, we want to define what health is.
ME21
There has been a
FN.
lot of controversy concerning what health is. The first definition
Yeah,
of
the first
what
one, the
health
address.
is came
Level clear,
from
please.
WHO in 1948.
That's great. So make of your vehicle, make a model.
It's BMW iX3.
Came in 1948,
Yeah, can I help you today?
whereby they say
Yeah,
health is a state of complete
thank you very
physical,
much.
mental,
I've,
and social well-being, and not merely absence of disease or
from your
infirmity.
letter,
With
there
that
was a claim
definition,
made against me, right?
generated a lot of controversy, meaning that no human being can be classified as being healthy. So it now led to upgrading of the definition to what we call quality of life, that there are determined quality of life that is expected, even though somebody may be sick. We have seen cases whereby somebody is declared healthy, or you see somebody that have chronic disease. People may be expecting the person that have chronic disease to die first, and you see somebody that is declared healthy, he just died. So it was not defined as a quality of life. So for each categories of infirmities, there is a quality of life defined that once the physician is able to attain that quality of life for that patient, it is regarded that the patient is good to go. The next slide. So the second definition of health can be deduced as acknowledgement of the relativity of health and points towards ability to maintain homeostasis and recovery from injury. So that is what the physician tries to do. If there is injury, if there is harm to the body, they try to restore the homeostasis back to what it used to be in order to restore the quality of life that is expected of the person. The next slide. So what is health then? What is health is a security to life. I use what? Health is what? Security to life. If you don't have health, you can't live. It will be difficult for you. You find that your quality of life will depreciate. You may not be able to accomplish anything. And it is an insurance that guarantees quality of life. It's an insurance that guarantees quality of life, accomplishment of expectation. Without this assurance, the following cannot be guaranteed. 1, improve life expectancy. 2, the security of life. And 3, longevity. And this is the reason why we have availability of skilled health professionals, improved medical knowledge, and improved technological surveillance or espionage will help to improve life expectancy and guarantee long-term strategic plan. It is very, very important. You can see what health can achieve. And for the health, for us to achieve this, we found out that the health professionals, which are numerous, there are certain levels of training they need to acquire, and there are certain levels of technologies they need to acquire themselves with for purposes of espionage. Let us look at the factors that may improve life expectancy. The factors previously now, the life expectancy of Nigeria was put at 53 point something year, meaning that if a child is born, you don't expect the facilities or availability, or let's say national security, national health security to sustain the person beyond 53. So anybody that is older than 53 seems itself to be privileged. But due to certain collaborations with International Agency on Health and certain revisions back home here, the life expectancy as at 2022 has increased to 64.3 or 9. So that shows that we are improving gradually. So factors that may improve life expectancy means availability of skilled health professional, of which you are one of them. We are still going to narrow down to your own role. Improve medical knowledge. There is improvement in medical knowledge. You don't, some of us did not continue to live by the knowledge we gathered when we were at your level. There was one day I was in the supermarket and some group of us, medical staff saw me and they said, "Prof, do you also come to supermarket?" And I said, "What do you mean by do you also come to supermarket?" They said, "We thought you just read books. So there must be improved medical knowledge, improved technological surveillance or espionage will help to improve life expectancy. What do I mean by surveillance or espionage? You know, when you see somebody that is having infirmity, the person can package himself or herself. It will not be written in his face, true or false. But when we get the blood, the microscope helps us to do some espionage and say, no, this is there, this is there, this is there, this is there. Are we following? So it is very, very important. Then guarantee long-term strategic plan, because without improving the indices that will help us to elongate our life expectancy. For instance, in US, life expectancy is beyond 80 years. So for us to be able to elongate our life expectancy, there are data we need to collect, not just by mercy, but evidence-based that we are going to use to develop a long-term strategic planning. For instance, if we say we want to add additional 5 years to the life expectancy of a child born in Nigeria, there are some indices and there are some things we need to calculate and put in place and say, okay, where we are today, how many people have we reached? What are the causes of infirmity, injury is there any way we can mitigate them? Then that will lead to what we call long-term strategic plan. The above will equally aid in national health security. If you have a weak population, you have a problem. Your health security will be very, very poor. That means that you will not be able to sustain if there is epidemics or pandemics, which in this case is our enemy. It's like, and also in terms of military, if you have a sick population, then you'll not be able to have good number of able men and women in the military. And they will be once they have certain health challenges, there are limitations of what they could give. So similarly also, when we have such issue whereby we have a short life expectancy or the population is sick, then it is a problem. That means that there's a national health security problem. The next slide, change in life expectancy. As I said earlier on, Nigeria has improved. So anybody that is below 64 years, 64.8 years, you know that they are assuring you that you have a security to reach that 64.8 years. And what they are saying again is that anybody that have exceeded 64 years, you are lucky because there is no provision for that based on available indices. Then the simple interpret means that Nigeria National Health Security can support population to 6th decade of life. So beyond the 6th decade of life, it means that the population cannot be supported. Maybe that's the reason why Nigeria is a youthful nation, the population of the youth in Nigeria are much more than the population of people from 6 decades above. If we change it around to something like US or UK, you find that the population of the 6 decades above are much more than the population of the youth in those places, because you find out that they have a good national health security on ground that caters for elder people and makes people willing to live longer. Now, next slide. Let's see the consequences of improved life expectancy. For instance, this is the current population of Nigeria as at 2023. And by 2050, it is projected that we are going to be 359 million plus. This expected population growth is 58% within 27 years, meaning that the population growth per year will be around 4.8 million per year. Now, we have to ask pertinent questions. If this projection is going to work, what is the projection of the government in terms of also improving on the healthcare professional, the medical knowledge, and the medical equipment for surveillance purposes, in terms of picking up any emerging or re-emerging infection? If we don't also build to accommodate this population growth, we are at danger of also losing out on the life expectancy we have achieved within these few years. What are the pertinent questions? Will the life expectancy drop below 64 years by 2050? If we don't work with this projection, there are chances that it may drop. If the level of insecurity in Nigeria continues, there are chances that it will what? It will drop. The second question is that, is there any strategic plan on ground to provide health security for the expected growth? What are the plan? Is the plan available? Is the plan workable? If you look at the budgetary allocation to health, which is far below the percentage that have been told, you know that we may be going into a very, very big problem. And more so with certain aid withdrawal, like US that have been funding a lot of aids, withdrawing some of those aids. We need our international partners to be able to attain at least this life expectancy we have attained now, and not to lose it in the future. And also to encourage our government to invest more in health and in education. Remember, we say improve knowledge. And if you want to improve knowledge, you have to invest in the education sector. We are still having challenge because we are telling the government that the amount they are investing in education is not enough. The question is that what is the output of medical laboratory science training program in Nigeria? I don't know, maybe we're about 50 here. Is it 50 or 40? How many? 68. So what is the output compared to our country that is 200 and something million, and in the next 27 years will be about almost 380 million. What is the output? What is the ratio between a scientist and the patient, the population? Are we actually maintaining that ratio? What is the ratio of skilled healthcare professionals available? How does it comply with WHO stipulation? Can the health facilities develop exponentially to abate consequences? Can we develop exponentially to abate consequences? And the challenge is that when it comes to health, when it comes to professional training, it's not something you fix in one day. Some of you have been here for the past 5 years. Some have been here for the 5-6 years. So minimally for you to train, you are running against time. It's not something like maybe in the military, you can just bring out people, say you train them for 6 months or for 1 year, and you tell them to go and do what? To go and fight. That is not like that. So it's something we need to plan ahead, deliberately, to plan ahead. So when the government of this, the current government talked about expanding training in the health sector by 100%, we also expect them to back it up with the necessary fund. Because at the initial stage, if you start now, it will take you minimum of 5 years to begin to realize. And you know that I believe that it is not 64 that entered 6 years ago. At times, They may be up to 100 or 200 that entered. We normally have about 50 to 40% progression rate. At the end, maybe half of the class is what graduates. So about half will have dropped. So we found out that you start before you be able to attain the increase to mop up the lag phase is going to take some time. The challenges already visible. For instance, in Nigeria, the number of people expected to be covered by essential services. For instance, I don't know how many of us have rushed to the hospital on emergency, and they will tell you that the doctor is not around, or the doctor is attending to another case. It's not that you don't have the money. We are not talking about the people that they came and they told them you have to deposit so amount of money. We are talking about the number of people that has the money, the purchasing power to pay, but the availability of skilled professional is not there. So you can see it there. And you see it increasing over the year because our population is increasing exponentially. So we should have a geometric increase in training. These are indicators of likely shortage of manpower in the national healthcare coverage. And this will have significant impact on national security. Then let us go to security. What is security? The state of being protected against danger or threat, or the state of being safe from danger. Another definition is the safety of a state or organization against criminal activities such as terrorism, theft, or espionage. Now, adoption of health security. For the context of this lecture, we shall adopt and explore the first definition of security, which says that security means the state of being protected against danger or threat, or the state of being safe from danger, threat. Adoption of health security. What are the dangers and threats to human existence? 2, these are anything that can cause, 1, physical harm to the body. So those are the enemies. And that's why we are talking about security. We need to take care of those things. 2, emotional harm to the body. 3, social disruptors. You find out that in the 1948 definition, they put these 3 things together as completeness of health. You must, first of all, absence of infirmity. 2, mental health, then social well-being. Very, very important. Let us narrow it down. The above concepts involving infirmities, mental and social disruptors are, however, vast. So you can see that for us, we are in the area of infirmity. So you can see that when you talk about national health security, it encompasses what you call about health, which has to do with infirmity, absence of infirmity, mental health, and social well-being. Because a lot of people go into depression when you look at their pocket, and their pocket could not fund the need. A lot of men go into depression when the pressure of what the family need exceeds what they have. Some men that likes to maybe have evening trip to enjoy themselves, when the change that they have been having to get themselves relaxed is being consumed again, they become, at times they may become, let me use the word, a little bit aggressive. And you see, so that aspect, we will leave at that aspect, but it is also important for us to know that without mental health and social well-being, it will be difficult to attain national security, national health security. This is where the proficiency of medical, the above concept involve infirmities, mental and social well-being. Vast. So we are going to narrow it down to bodily injury or disruption of homeostasis, which is where we have our proficiency. This being identification of footprint of diseases and infirmities, diseases, espionage, and prediction of outcome through empirical evidence. What are we saying? What we are saying now is that narrowing down the definition of health, which means to protect you from danger or threat. What are the dangers and threats we have? You have a lot of microbial agents. You have a lot of other physical substances that could create harm or that could cause damage to the DNA. and that could result in genetic malformation. So we consider those things as enemy. So let us now define what we call health security. My definition of health security, having extrapolated on what health is and what security is. Therefore, health security implied the safety of an individual against dangers and threats from physical and biological attacks, emotional and social attacks. Most often, because of the level of awareness in our country, we consider challenges of infirmity. We don't consider mental challenge. That's why when you go to civilized world, they have cases for every kind of mental behavior. They also have cases for every kind of social pressure. So we are lagging behind in those aspects. And we need to also recognize that those aspects are very, very important because they control the way we react, the way we behave. The emotional and social attacks may arise out of pressure and social vices. This might be self-inducing or government policy-inducing or bad governance-inducing. We say it could be what? Self-inducing because of the way of life you choose. It could be policy-inducing or it could be due to bad governance. Policy-inducing could bring pressure, social pressure. Then bad governance can also bring social pressure. And when one have that social pressure and the person breaks, the person might go into depression and a lot of hormonal imbalances can create problem and will reduce life expectancy of such a person. Now, my definition of national health security. My opinion, and for the purpose of this audience, national health security implies the safety of the citizen from dangers, threats associated with physical or biological attacks, emotional and social attack. You can see now, we talk about now, when we say national, we change it to what? Citizens. When we say health security, we individualize it. But now we talk about national, it means citizens, what collectively affects us. These attacks may be disposed to 1, drop in quality of life, 2, drop in life expectancy, 3, unhealthy labor force, 4, diminish economic output. Hence, the agent causing these attacks can be classified as citizens' enemy. So, for those of us that work in the hospital, we do investigation, which is your core area, which we soon get into there. Those things we are looking out for, they are enemies. At times you say, Daddy, I don't want you to die. Daddy, please get better. Mommy, I don't want you to die. Mommy, please get. What is fighting them? Infirmities. So they are enemies. And that's why we are being trained to be able to detect them on time and to be able to uproot them or block them. So they are the threats that we receive. They are the dangers that we face and that we need to deal with. The national health security implies free access to healthcare delivery irrespective of race, ethnicity, tribe, gender, age. The national health security implies free access to healthcare delivery irrespective of race, ethnicity, tribe, gender, age. There should be no discrimination. Discrimination could be the point of weakness with national health security. For instance, in our own training, we were told that there was 2 incidences we were told. I want to relay more than 2 incidences we were told. They said in UK then, there was a woman that was that owned a restaurant, and the woman was a carrier of Salmonella typhi. So they found out that people that have been going there to eat have been contracting the disease. And they felt that this is not a problem they should have based on their health system. So the epidemiologists had to come to work and traceability traced to that restaurant. And they did food handling test for those people that are working in the restaurant. And they found out that one of them was a carrier. So what are we trying to say here? What we're trying to say here is that if one person that serves the populace is a carrier of an infectious agent, that becomes a weak point in the security. That person alone can do what? Can destroy the whole population. Examples, COVID, Ebola, Lassa fever. That's why I see government running after one person and they will trace all the contacts. They want to quarantine them because once that weakness is established in the health security, it could wipe out a lot of citizens. Very, very important. That is why we should not discriminate. For instance, Ebola was imported into Nigeria. And due to the vigilance of the country, somebody sacrificed her life. I think that's Dr. Adedavo. She sacrificed her life. If she have allowed Thomas, is it Thomas? What's the name of that person? To live, they discriminate. They say, he's not in Nigeria, let us leave him. Lagos will have been wiped out. So that is why we should not discriminate. That is why the weak point will be the place that will lose it all. National health security, in order to achieve national health security, the health sector value chain must be maintained. We have what we call health sector value chain. It must be maintained. Point of weakness actually is security. The healthcare value chain apportions specific roles to those connecting chains in the health sector. Each professional in the health sector can guard against any damage or espionage. That's why if you come to the healthcare sector, when we say the national health value chain, you see the physician, you see the medical lab scientists, you see the nurses, you see the pharmacists, you see the clinical psychologists, radiologists, radiographers, a lot of people. We work as a what? A thing that is seen as a value chain. And any point in that value chain that is weakened is going to be the point of what? Attack. If an external country wants to attack Nigeria, what they will want to study is the strength of the army of Nigeria and the weakness of what? The army of Nigeria. And they will prefer to want to go to overwhelm the weak points. So once in the training of health professionals that is so robust, you have a point of weakness. It means that the national security, national health security, that will be the place where it will be giving out predisposition to attacks and failures in protecting the populace. So it is very, very important. I try to draw this, to sketch out this, just to show the national health value chain. You see the patient, he comes, he sees the health recorders. They, open up a folder for him. They move him to the nurse. The nurse sees him. They take certain vital signs, and he waits for the physician. When he sees the physician will look at the person. Oh, dear, you are very beautiful. Oh, you are strong. You look strong. But they say, Oga, doctor, you don't know how I'm feeling here. And what will the doctor do? After interacting with the patient, the doctor will collect a lot of signs and symptoms, which are in most instances not specific to a particular disease entity. And when he collects those signs and symptoms, that will now guide him to say, okay, I need a second opinion. And that is where we are drifting now to your own role in that national health value chain and your role in the national health security. He will say, I need a second opinion. And he will now say, okay, let me collect the blood, let me collect the urine, let me collect any of the fluid. And he said, let me now send it to the laboratory. In civilized world, treatment will not proceed until the result is sent back to the physician. So you can see the result coming back to the physician in this place. Then the physician will now commence treatment. Treatment may be, he may refer the patient to a physiotherapist. He may refer the patient to a radiologist or radiographer. I want to see imaging. He may now say, okay, nurse, this is the case we have, manage this. And it may also now result in him saying that you are not going. There have been cases in which you visit the hospital, the doctor will say, I'm going to do what? Admit you. Those are decisions that is going to take. And there will be a feedback again to check. Then, based on the judgment of the doctor, on the evidence that is available, he might not say, okay, you are free to do what? You are free to go, but keep these medications. So you can see the value chain, the health value chain here. If any one of these is weakened, then it means that the national health security will be attacked from that weak point. Currently now, we know that a lot of pharmaceutical companies are moving out of the country. That may become a problem for our national life expectancy. We also know that in the past 3 years or 4 years, more than 3,000 medical scientists are jabbed. And that may be also certain challenges to our national health security. But let's narrow it down to medical lab science. A matter of concern to us is the role of medical laboratory scientists in the national healthcare security as one of the connecting chains in the healthcare delivery value. If you look at it, our broader sketch, who is a medical laboratory scientist and their role in healthcare? We are now talking to you. A medical laboratory scientist, clinical scientist, as may be called in some countries, civilized world, performs their role in the health sector value chain by analyzing biological specimen for humans, bioclinic, or animal, and releases such reports of the analysis or result to the physician for effective management of patient exposed to danger. Extract from MLCN. So it is important. You are a second opinion, and there is a punishment for that second opinion. There was a case that happened in Lut sometime. All the people that were involved were, some were demoted, some their job were terminated. It is very, very important. And that is why we emphasize training. I know when the issue was saying that, I didn't know that you are going to clap for me like that. That's what the issue is trying to, so that you will not fall prey. Now that you'll be inducted and you'll be sent into the field, so that you know that if somebody tells you that, is this okay? You say it's okay. 2 of you will go in for it if there is a problem. So you should be sure. Because if the person is sure, if the physician is sure, he will not ask for tests. And your VC was talking about accuracy of test. Because you're a second opinion. If you mislead the physician, your own punishment will be more. Because he relied on you, that you are trained in that area. And that's why we said we do the job of espionage. Because the person may come in, you don't know that he has that Ebola. You might not know you have COVID. You may not know you have HIV. You may not know you have hepatitis. You check the blood. By looking at the blood, you don't know. That's why we are giving microscope. That's why technology keeps evolving. So that those things we didn't see yesterday, with new technology, we can do what? See them today and know that they are enemies. And trace their pattern. Know where they are coming from. Patient sample analysis and treatment outcome could be an evidence for changing policy and strategic planning in the Federal Ministry of Health and by extension, the federal government. For instance, every sample that comes to you, if you don't view it and say malaria and typhoid, the government may be investing in malaria and typhoid without knowing that the problem is not malaria and typhoid. In my training, in my practice, I've seen such cases. One of my friends sent his mother to me, and they are saying typhoid. By the time I looked at her, I asked her questions. I said, this is not typhoid. I referred her to the physician. By the time the physician sent her, she left. She didn't come back to me. So when I called my friend, I told him that your mom is not having typhoid. How about your mom? She said she's late. I said, what happened? He said she went to UNTH and they confirmed that it wasn't typhoid, that it was a cancer of the head of the pancreas. So by the time she was presenting, by the time they are detecting that diagnosis, it was already late. But you can see that you have been going from one place to the other. They were saying typhoid and very, very important. The essence of the specimen analysis is to identify the causative agent and extent of homeostatic disruption and correction required to restore health and well-being. Very, very important. Because the extent of damage, if the physician gets to know the extent of damage, he will prepare his protocol to know the possible outcome. For instance, at the early stage of cancer, if we're able to know that there's cancer, there may be chances of the life outcome expectancy of that person. But if this cancer has metastasized, there's not much the physician can do what? Can do. The person no matter what you do, so far you are metastasized, the person will go. So it is very, very important. And that is why the physician will do certain calculations based on the categorization of degree of disruption or damage that is being predicted by your evidence of laboratory result. Medical laboratory scientists act as a second opinion to the physician, taking decisions regarding patient and management. Outcome being restoration of quality. The primary opinion and the secondary opinion are equally important. That was why I know some of you go to your posting. Where you go to your posting, when you look at the lab request, you will see the physician say, query this, pull out this. From his training, he's trying to see two things and he wants to be sure. He will say, I'm querying this, but help me rule out this other enemy. For instance, in the lab, there are some infections we will see. We will know that there is another one hiding, and we keep looking for it in the microscope. But if you don't have that information, once you see that, you just record that and send. When they treat that one, the condition will still do what? Continue. So both primary and secondary opinion are very, very important. So don't say my own is just to release the lab result. No, it is as important as the decision of the physician, because it could, when the physician says query this and rule out this, at times it may be what he wants to rule out that is actually what? The problem. And it will change its mode of treatment. But if you release a result that go in that line and the physician continue to treat and there's no result, you are talking the problem. An effective national health security can be measured by the capacity to contain different degrees of epidemics and pandemics. For instance, during the Ebola outbreak, COVID-19, Lassa fever outbreak, we can see that we are very, very lucky during the COVID-19 outbreak. Why are we lucky? Most of us were taking chloroquine. Malaria pathogenesis and immunological elimination of malaria have some similarities with the COVID. So we are more or less, our immune system are more primed to respond. But if you look at the European, if what we are seeing in the media was true, you see that there were a lot of what? Deaths of who? Mainly the elderly, because of certain complications. In short, in certain cases, this thing were overwhelmed. Remember in Nigeria, the National Stadium was used. The National Stadium was used. They used it at a time. They started referring people to hotels. They designated certain hotels for people. At a time, they could no longer be here. They say, go home. They tell you, go home. And you ask them, if I go home to my family, what about my family? They say, avoid your family. I wonder how you are going to avoid your family. As you are coming home, your child will rush to you, daddy, daddy. So those are the indices you use to assess the national health security of a nation. So if the government do a review of our performance in the COVID, then we will know. Then a recurring problem with us is Lassa fever. We are about entering harvesting time now. There will be outbreak of what? Lassa fever. When we are about going for planting season, there's going to be outbreak of Lassa fever. And this Lassa fever has been detected for more than 20, 30 years, yet we have not been able to take care of it. So those are the things we need to use to measure the strength of our national health security. It's a well-established fact. It's a well-established fact. If you look at the sketch I put, you find out that the physician keep referring tests to the medical scientist, sending back, sending him, sending back, sending him, sending back, sending him. We cover up to 60 to 70% of tests required for the physician to be able to identify the enemy and to take care of the enemy. So we found out that it is 70% is A, is it not? 70% is A. So it means that the burden of supporting the national health security lies strongly in us. And if our training becomes weak, then it means that our national health security will not have the stamina to withstand any aggression. So it is very, very important we understand that. This shows the pivotal role played by us. This is a position that cannot be overlooked in the healthcare value chain or national health security without severe consequences. You cannot, it's like a government, something that makes money for you, 70% of your fund, and you overlook it. The company will sink. So I'm using the opportunity to encourage our government that invest, even as you are investing in national health security, even as you are investing in the national health value chain, remember that there are a group of professionals that are trained, that are offering about 70% of empirical evidence to show the enemy that cannot be seen physically, so that also invest in them. It will be a severe consequences if the weak point in the security chain is coming from medical laboratory scientists. And this is where the training and regulatory agency comes in. And that is the reason why you pass through all this stress. You say no carryover. They will say this, laboratory posting, they will say this, they will say that, they will say this. It is not to injure you, it's not to discourage you. It's because we know the burden and the weight of the national health security that lies on a trained medical lab scientist. That for our survivor, it is important. For instance, in 2006, I was in Israel and my first daughter became sick. And my wife didn't tell me. I called home every day. And when I came back, she now told me that your daughter was sick. I said, why didn't you tell me? He said, I didn't tell you, but went to the hospital, they referred us to lab, and the person in the lab was a student. He saw the name. He said, are you the wife of Dr. Inekwe? She said, yes. He said, Dr. Inekwe was my teacher. And she took care of them. Soon, I did bra and graduated that lady. My daughter will be the first casualty. And there's nothing I will do from Israel. So that is why we take it serious. Because you are the people that will treat us. An unconscious man, no matter the level of knowledge, cannot treat himself. So when we are looking at the national security, national health security, and the national health value chain, we are also saying that we want to hand over to you. But we want to hand over to you so that you'll be better. Because if you hand over to you and you are not better, you are going to treat us. So all of us will have issue. So that's why the government bring up regulatory bodies. And that's why the council is here. If the students, the inductees, have not passed, at least at A level, in terms of their training, council will not come. Council will not induct you, no matter what you lobby. But for council to be here means that they have assessed their indices and know that the required training, you have acquired the required training, and that you are not going to become a problem to the society. And that's why they will induct you and tell you certain things. So it is important. That's why the government put up regulatory bodies. National health security, quantity and quality are mutually inclusive. Quantity and what? Quality. Quantity without quality is useless. If you have the quantity, you are just producing, it's useless. There are some people we call foreign trained people. When they come back, council still spends a year plus to retrain them so that they will be useful. Because if you leave them, they may not be useful. Quality without quantity will be stressed out. If you have only quality, you don't have the quantity. That is the case whereby you rush a patient to the emergency ward. The doctor is there, but the doctor is attending to another patient. He cannot leave that patient to attend to you. It's not that you don't have the money. The person will do what? Will die. Hence, we cannot compromise the training of the medical laboratory scientists. Else, the importance of the health value chain and security. The importance of this healthcare value chain and security may explain government policies, regulatory agencies. For one, practice training. Two, licensure, and three, continue professional development to improve competence and training. Some of us, when we were trained, there are some equipment that was used. Now, those equipment are what? Obsolete. We cannot use it to train you. If we use it to train you, it means that there are a lot of enemies. Remember our enemies, the pathogens. Remember our enemies, the physical agents. We will not be able to detect them. In order to meet up with this current reality in national healthcare value chain security are regulatory bodies such as NUC, Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, Standard Organization of Nigeria, etc. These are for our purpose. The national health security calls for intermittent reviews and revision, information sharing to monitor disease surveillance, social vices that compromise the quality of health of citizens. It also shows for detection of emerging health challenges, which I could mean espionage. Without a properly trained medical laboratory scientist, there's diseases called emerging and re-emerging. That is new diseases. They are mutated. They have now gone back. When they came first time, we were able to beat them. They ran back and they went and studied us to know the way they responded. And they came out so virulent. If you are not able to detect them, they will become destructive. Then there is what we call re-emerging. The re-emerging, we have dealt with them before. We conquered them before. But they went back due to pressures, retraining themselves. Are we to relax? No. That's why we normally capture some of them and keep on passing them through certain conditions and see their response. And we're able to predict that the next time this thing is coming, these are the likely ways they will come. And we put up structures to be able to detect them. It is very, very important. That's why we say we practice espionage, because those things that is making a human being to be sick, you may not see it physically. But when you look at the blood, you may not even see it in blood. That is why we have equipment, instruments to look into the blood and to do what? To detect them, because they are meant to deceive us. 3 basic things, as I'm rounding up, that may weaken national health security in Nigeria could be: 1, shortage of personnel in terms of skills, competence, quality, and quantity. Then the Japa syndrome. Even though the government want to ban, why we're not happy with the government is that they are traveling out. So I would not allow people to also travel out and make ends meet. But we should consider building our country so that this Japa syndrome continues like this. Our national health security will have severe consequences. Number 2, training and effective academic and professional curriculum that lacked specific review process, due date for review, and ability to respond to emerging and re-emerging needs. When we talk about curriculum, it means that what is the competence of the lecturers, of the teachers? If the teachers are still living in old mode, there's going to be what? Problem. Curriculums are reviewed to, solve problems. And if you are not able to identify existing problem, then you cannot bring up curriculum that will guide in the training of people to be able to, at first instant, to pick the enemy. Very, very important. Then, in a nutshell, curriculum that does not identify emerging threat will further the national health security. If you spend all your time, we taught you things that are no more relevant, then we have not helped you. Because when the ratings are coming, you find yourself confused. You may not be able to face it. Then, third one, the use of outdated technology that lacked precision, reproducibility, sensitivity, toxicity, and traceability, that lack ability to perform health espionage is very, very important. Because of the challenge we have in our country, we tend to buy something that is cheap and we say it can do the same thing. It's not true. It's not true. Most of the equipment we have, they are not calibrated. It's of recent that China is joining World Traceability Company, whereby you trace every equipment back to the reference standard to know the ability of that equipment to detect what it is meant for. So using outdated equipment will not help. If you use outdated equipment, when you are talking about, we want to know whether this second infection of malaria, whether it is as a result of resistance or whether it's a fresh infection. There are some molecular markers you can use to get that. If you don't have those things, then you keep on treating. It might be a case of resistance, and you keep on treating as if it's a fresh infection. And so the amount should not be the main thing. It's what? The traceability. Is it able to give consistent results? Is it going to able to give accurate result? I was reading something. A man went for imaging X-ray. Let me use the word so that we can understand. And they did chest X-ray. And in the film, in the chest X-ray, they saw a cockroach. And they said that the man has a cockroach, a live cockroach, in his lungs. The man gathered money and traveled to India because he has the money. If he doesn't have the money, what will happen? But do you know why he traveled to India? It's not because he had cockroach in his lung. There was cockroach in the X-ray machine. So it was that cockroach in the X-ray machine that the film got. The same way, some of you, if you are true to yourself, some of the objective lens that has some mold, when you are using it to view, you say there is malaria. When there is what? No malaria. Some of the test kits you are using that has not been standardized, you say there is positive for reader. When there is no what? Reader positive. Some you say they are negative. When the antigen is already deteriorated, I will not give you any result. You say it is negative. And the doctor will be saying, but there is intestinal perforation. It's not amoebiasis. Why? Outdated technology, outdated equipment. I just bring out these three that could weaken our national health security. And you find out that we are integral part of this. Very, very important for us in terms of number and quality, in terms of curriculum, and in terms of technology. Very, very important. You know, what we do now is that when the Western world have left a phase of technology, some of us go and do what? Bring it down to Nigeria. And we start using it to make money. That is not it. We are working our health challenge. Conclusion. I believe for the purpose of this August event and the presence of the CEO registrar of MLSing is an indicator that the graduate has been, one, properly trained, two, found worthy to be inducted, and three, licensed to practice as medical laboratory scientist according to the level of practice that will be emphasized by the CEO, so registrar. There's a license you'll be given now. It's not for you to practice. You practice under strict supervision. There are stages of practice you have to follow, a mentorship you need to follow, so that you'll be properly guided and properly trained. I wrote the first paper I wrote, I sent it out, and Professor Agbolao, who was the editor of our Journal of Medical Sciences then, said it was my supervisor that wrote it, Professor Salimonu of blessed memory. And someone told him, no, he was a student. And that shows something, that my supervisor trained me to be as good as he is. And in my own training, I've tried to train my mentees as good as I am. And that's why I've been able to produce a lot of professors for my age that are now professors that I train. A lot of people in academies that I train. So it is very, very important you submit yourself to this training, because it will either make you or mar you. I hereby remind the inductees that being inducted is to perform your responsibilities in the healthcare value chain, which has a very significant effect on the national security. Accepting to be inducted means forgoing certain of your liberties as is expected of security personnel. On Christmas Day, you may be at work. The day of your birthday, you may be at work. You will not abandon your duty post. You will not abandon your duty post. Before, people in the health sector hardly go on strike because of the exigency of the work. But nowadays, everything has collapsed. That is also a sign of a weak national health security. Accepting to be inducted means forgoing certain of your liberties as is expected of security personnel. You have to put up with your best in order to strengthen the national health security. Link will affect all and sundry. If we are handing over to you and you are weak, by the time we are old, by the time your HOD is old and come and you are the person that is going to check his blood, you either make him to recover or you send him faster. So it will affect all of us. It's very, very important. Your parents, lecturers, university management, and I have been giving you this lecture. Believe that this lecture of mine has invested in you for preparedness for collective sustenance of our national health security as we practice as a medical laboratory scientist. Please don't give out the weakness of the citizens. Why we're having challenge with our army is not that our army is not strong, but we have those that are giving out information about the weakness of our army. When you start giving out information about the weakness of our citizens that you have detected, you say they usually have tuberculosis, they are asthmatic. Then you are strengthening the enemy to know where to strike from. Lecturers, university management, and I believe this lecture of mine has invested in for preparedness for collective sustenance of our national security, health security, as we practice as a medical laboratory scientist. I've known that about 70% of the things come true. Please don't give out our weakness. Don't give out the weakness of the citizens. Protect the integrity of the laboratory data. I heard your visit telling you that. And we shall all be strong and protect our national health security. May the inductee stand. One last question. Are you sure? Are you willing to be part of this national health security architecture of Nigeria? I need your response. Are you sure? Let me repeat it. Maybe some of you did not hear what I said. Are you willing to be part of the national health security architecture of Nigeria? Are you sure? God bless you.
Please let us keep clapping for our guest lecturer. Let us keep clapping for our guest lecturer. Thank you very much. Inductees, please, you can take your seats. Any moment from now, we invite you to stand again, but for now, just sit down. May I quickly recognize the presence of the Provost, College of Health Sciences, Professor Dominic Osaga, MNI. Please, can we applaud our Provost? Professor Dominic Osaga. Very quickly, to go into the main item on the schedule for the day. And this would be the administration of pledge and affirmation of faith on inductees by the registrar. But before then, I would like to invite to the microphone Head of Department of Medical Laboratory Science, the very person of Dr. Daniel Bomoiko. Please can we applaud him? Continue clapping for our HOD. Please continue clapping for our HOD. HOD, sir. This ones will not send you ahead.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, sir, I told you that this topic was carefully selected, and then the speaker specially choosing to do justice to this topic. And you will all agree with me that he actually did justice to this topic. My student, I can assure you that I will forward it to your group chat because you need to have it. So, Professor Charles Yonekwe, we sincerely thank you for doing a yeoman's job. Mr. Chairman, sir, let me remind you that Professor Charles Oyinekwe has been to this university on 2 occasions as a team lead to assess our department for accreditation. I think he was the chairman of the last one that came in 2021. He has also been here on several occasions as external examiner to our postgraduate students, both at master's and PhD level. Thank you very much, Professor Yenekwe, for always being with us anytime we want your presence. May the good Lord continue to protect you and your family. Thank you very much, sir. My registrar, Chief Executive Officer, Medical Life Council of Nigeria, I want to present these graduates who have been thoroughly trained and found to be worthy both in character and in learning for induction into the Medical Laboratories Council of Nigeria. Sir, we have 68 students present here, 64 from Igbinedion University, Okada, and 4 from our sister university, Bensi University, who are before you to formally take oath as medical laboratory scientists. Thank you very much, sir.
The Vice Chancellor, I on my own part wish to thank Professor Oyenekwe, he's gone out, who was also my supervisor when I did my fellows. It is very rare that on this occasion of guest lecturers, you find no executive meditation. I salute him. Inductees, you can sit down. The Vice Chancellor, all other protocols fully observed. A speech by the Acting Registrar, Chief Executive Officer, Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, Dr. Donald Ibe Ufili, at the induction ceremony of the Medical Laboratory Science graduates of Igbinedion University, Okada, Edo State, on December 9th, 2025. It is indeed an honor for me to be in your midst on this historic occasion of your induction of the 2024-25 set of Medical Laboratory Science graduates of this renowned institution, Igbinedion University. In line with this season of goodwill, I also bring you the felicitations of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. I am grateful that you could join us indicating your support for these inductees and the medical laboratory science profession. We do not take such for granted. Indeed, it is to bolster our resolve, continue to push the frontiers of quality medical laboratory training and practice. That is our own way of reciprocating your support. Let me congratulate you, the 64 inductees, for bringing a successful end to your sojourn here and for earning the university's affirmation that you are worthy to be formally admitted into the medical laboratory science profession. More so, your parents and guardians deserve our commendation for placing your interest above theirs and ensuring that none of you were left. And gentlemen, I salute the authorities of this institution led by the erudite Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ezimwe, FAS. His tenure has earned the university a pride of place, not only among Nigerian universities, but also on the global stage, where the products are now making waves. I hope of tracking the accomplishments of your products to inspire the ones that are still being nurtured. Everyone's desire is to have a role model from time to time, and the Igbinedion University should by now boast of a rich pool of role models. I wish to acknowledge and appreciate the sacrifice of the visionary founder and chancellor, Chief Sir Dr. Gabriel O. Igbinedion, the Esama of Benin Kingdom, in making of this institution. Were it not for his foresight, selflessness, and resilience, which spurred him into the complex world of private education, the story might have been different for many whose lives have been shaped by this institution. We continue to wish the Zama all the best. Igbinedion University and MLSCN have shared a productive relationship over the years. And for us, strengthening existing partnerships and forging collaborations are at the center of our pursuit of excellence. We believe that working with like-minded training institutions, sister agencies, international partners, and other stakeholders will hasten the transformation of the health laboratory system for greater efficiency and effectiveness, thereby strengthening our health security. Our fellow citizens are looking up to us to help meet their yearnings for improved diagnostic outcomes, and we cannot afford to fail. Furthermore, it is the duty of MLSCN, working with the training institutions, to ensure that those who will take from us are well-trained and capable of safeguarding the public health of our citizens. Consequently, MLSCN will no longer recognize the products of any institution whose accreditation has lapsed. Without a valid accreditation, there is no relationship between the regulator and the training institution. Our resolve is to sanitize the health laboratory system and protect the public health of the citizenry, which we cannot sacrifice on the altar of flexibility. My dear inductees, once again, I commend you for the hard work and determination that you have put in these past few years. Your listed for this induction shows that such sacrifices can be rewarding, but the time has come for you to go out there, put into practice the knowledge and skills inculcated in you by your lecturers. Our noble profession needs critical thinkers, problem solvers, and change makers to fulfill its potential. I would like to think that with your rigorous training, while at this institution, you will fit into these roles seamlessly. As you go forth, please be confident but compassionate. Do not be afraid. Try new things, even when you make mistakes. Socrates said, falling down is not a failure. Failure comes when you stay where you have fallen. However, let me warn you that MLSCN will punish those who fail to abide by the rules of engagement. While going through your internship program, eschew all manner of misconduct, including submitting fictitious details in your unapproved logbooks to MLSCN. Be ethical in your practice and contribute your expertise towards the goal of bequeathing a culture of accurate, reliable test results to the patients. You owe them that. Ladies and gentlemen, while appreciating your various roles in the success of this occasion, let me also wish you joyous, festive seasons ahead. Thank you, and God bless. Inductees, you may rise. Are you offended by the term inductees? Okay. Now, if you were, I will just carry my license and go. Now, this is your chance to step aside if your tradition or your religion does not accept you swearing for yourself, you can leave. But if you're ready, indicate to me that you are ready. Are you ready? Just 3 people. Are you ready? When you were hailing your HOD, the whole hall was shaking. If this hall doesn't shake, I will not continue. Are you ready? It's only the people in front. Are you ready? Okay. You may remove your caps. Place your right hand on your chest, and you repeat after me. When I say I, you say I, and then you call your names as harmoniously as you can. I. So you don't have names. Okay, we'll try it again. I pledge as a professional member of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria to always exercise my professional knowledge and skill with judgment and care for the benefit of the wider general public and in the best interests of the users of my service. Demonstrate the highest standards of conduct, honesty, and integrity in my personal and professional behavior. Understand, recognize, and work within the limits of my professional knowledge, skills, and experience. Recognize the beliefs and values of the wider general public, the users of my service, and professional colleagues, treating them on a fair and equitable basis. Ensure the confidentiality of patients' information. I repeat, ensure the confidentiality of patients' information. Ensure that my own beliefs and values do not prejudice or compromise my ability to carry out my professional roles and duties. Maintain and keep up to date my professional knowledge and skill. Praise and support the development of medical laboratory science by education or training of professional colleagues, the users of the service, and the wider general public. Promotes the study and activity of medical laboratory science by promotion of the values and aims and objectives of Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. Show due respect and gratitude to my teachers. Maintain friendly relations with my colleagues, and whenever possible, endeavor to teach students based under my care. I solemnly promise that as a registered member of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, I will abide faithfully with all due loyalty by the rules of the council. So help me God. Two of you, you will come out and reenact what you were doing just now. The two of you. Come and play that song. Come out. Come and do what you were doing. I thought it's you that sang the song. Wow. The Vice Chancellor, I wish to present to you no longer invitees, but the brand newest medical laboratory scientists in Nigeria, who are there to serve my colleagues. You are welcome. Now, your code of conduct is my property. It's my property. So it must get back to me. Now, there's a place for status. Your status is not whether you're married, or whether you're single. No. On the contrary, you are an associate of the council. So you put the associate of the council. That is your new status. Even though the license we are going to give you is a provisional license. Like the guest speaker said, you will work under strict supervision. So you are going to be mentored. Don't leave yourself in doubt. Now, what you have seen in Igbinedion and studied is going to be different what you're going to see outside. There are certain equipment you will see, they will baffle you. There are certain tests that they will ask for. You will wonder if you can do it. But rest assured, you have been given your basic education. You can build on it. At the top of your code of conduct, the top part, please, you write your school. Igbinedion University, Okada. Please. And then you will find a space and put your telephone number and your email. Please do that in a hurry. Because when you're going to be handed this, your documents, you're going to give back your code of conduct. Now, when you finish your internship, if I cannot find your code of conduct, that means you are not inducted. That means you cannot get a permanent license. So understand that. Make sure your code of conduct gets to my officials here that are with me, please. I think I finished what I was asked to do. Okay. Now, here it says, show gratitude to your teachers. So I'm going to consider that the people in front of you are your teachers. Whatever you have in your brain, they put it there. You might have built on it, but the basics, the foundation was placed by them. So in our tradition as Africans, we are very grateful people. So on the count of 3, you will bow. That's, you will break your wrists. You will bow and you will tell your teachers, thank you very much. We are very grateful. Listen, the idea is to make me believe you. If I believe you, then we'll continue. If I don't believe you, we'll just keep on at it. So make me, like I believe you people sang that song just now. You make me believe. Do you understand? Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Is that what I said? Wonderful. How did you people pass? I say when you bow, you say thank you, my wonderful lecturers. We are very grateful. 1, 2, 3, go. If not that you were from Igbinedion University, I would say you're Olodos. 1, 2, 3, go. Hi. Wonderful. Is that how you were singing just now? With 2 of you, I'm talking to 2 of you. Listen. With so much enthusiasm, why you're saying it? Eh? People that handed you all that you. I say 1, 2, 3, go. Do you believe? Do you believe? I think I join with you. Okay. All right. Okay. You will turn to your right. Turn. Turn. Hello. Officer. Aha. Turn. Good. Now you're facing your parents. Somewhere in my speech, I said they sacrificed so much for you. Your education, I'm sure, can buy a new car. So maybe that would have been a better substitute to buy a new car. But they spent it on you. Or maybe they would have built some other houses, or even gone on vacation, or even married new wives. It's their choice. But because of their choice, they spent it on you. So you will also break your waist again and bow to your parents. And you will tell them, thank you, my loving parents. We love you. And you will make me, because I'm also a parent too. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. I said, your waists. I didn't say break your neck. Break your waists. Parents, you believe? I think I believe with you. Finally, you will turn back. Press the back. Now, listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. We are going to assume that there are people standing there are the people you are leaving behind. The students that helped you fetch water, iron your clothes, copy your notes. maybe even cook food for you. Who knows? So you won't bow to them, or you will tell them, work hard. Someday you will be like us. One, well, you see, very wicked people. That's the way you can do it. Okay, okay. The Vice Chancellor and his team, thank you very much for the warm reception that you have given me and my team. I'm sure as they asked me to ask you if you can spend a few more days to nourish ourselves free of charge. Vice Chancellor, I asked a question. Vice Chancellor said we can. So we'll consider it very seriously. I want to thank you for the hospitality and for the care. I want to also thank you for the wonderful medical lab scientists that you keep on producing. Thank you for bringing my supervisor here to also give the guest lecture, which he did extraordinarily well. I want to greet somebody. Dr. Agatise, are you here? Okay. It was my schoolmate, so I need to greet him. I haven't seen him for a while. I also want to greet your head of department, who never lets me rest, especially when it comes to induction. Dr. Daniel, I salute you. Thank you, and God bless. Cool down, calm down, before they start again. Calm down. I've been advised that we should just give out your code of conduct, your particulars. So, how do they go? Like this? Do we start from there? Okay, so from there, okay, so you will file out and come here and receive. Bring your code of conduct with you. If you don't bring the code of conduct with you, you will pass. Okay, let's start going. You can play that music you're playing. Now, please, you don't play the eye, because they are going to come back up. So, you don't play the eye. Hello? Please, play the eye, because they're looking at part that way. Please. Okay. Million, come. Kauda, Abida, Abdu. Follow, Stephen, Chibos. On there. Chiduben, Chikam, Etam, Zuberius, greatness. Zuberius, greatness. Favor, Garvada. Wonderful. Egosa.
What my eyes see.
No.
Ohun tó dùn mí ti wá.
Favor. Another favor, Osa Senaga. Osa Senaga. Is that you? Osa Senaga. Is that you? Is that you? Chidinma.
Chidinma Ezekwere.
Benedicta. Isaac.
Please, let's create this eye for them. You are fronting them. Please, let's create this place for them now.
Okay, we are stopping here. We are stopping here. We are stopping. No. We are stopping here. Clear the eye. Clear the eye. I said clear the eye, including you. Clear the eye. If you don't clear the eye, I will not continue. Got it. I said clear the eye. Clear the eye. Shut it down. Shut it down. I won't continue. Shut it down. Don't let me instigate students against you or my fellow colleagues. I will instigate them against you. It's not hard. I said, pack up that thing. Pack up that thing. Pack up that thing and leave. Move away. Move away. I'm specifically talking to you. Two of you. I don't want to know. Leave that place. I don't know. I don't want to know. Let them take another position. Take another position. Take another position. Listen, let me tell you, maybe you don't know. I have the right to live here without presenting a thing. I can do it. I can do it. Leave this place.
First floor. Those were headlines. The news continues after Al Jazeera worked.
That is exercise of power. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, without me, you will never be lab scientists. Yes. Yes, you will not be lab scientists. Okay. Isa Benita, you're the one. Congratulations. Alexandria, the other name is very hard. Alexandria. Emily Blessing. Emily Blessing. Emily Blessing. Claire, sorry. Claire. Emecheta. Emecheta. Claire. Ruth. Ibere. Adedugbe. Adedo Emmanuel. Adedo Emmanuel. Adewale Tolu Esther. Adiye Victor. And peace Jacob. Happen Jacob. Okay. For the photographer, official photographer, you can station yourself there. Please, to the side, so that the aisle is clear. Faith, Iruegene. Aha, the dancer. The dancer. Atu Osarobo Emmanuel. Osarobo Emmanuel. Is he here? No applause for you. No, the other guy. Josepha. Chinoyorom. And Emeka. Asiodu, are you the son of Asiodu? Asiodu, are you around? Where is he? My schoolmate too. Okay. Where is Asiodu? Is it you? You're more handsome than your father. Guys, inform Adele Teresa. Rexy Isioma.
If you work, you can't have it if you work. If you strive, you can't be that's what you want. If you
Destiny. Onugala. Onugalu. Destiny. Sholafumi. Organa Chidera Benita.
what my eyes see. Oh, to do me to yeah.
Chidera Benita. Organa. It's not here. That's impersonation. Obaide. Favor. Obaide. Favor. Obaide favor. Are you here? Ofeke Chukwuebuka Felix. Okon Edom. Nasir Latifat. Nasir Latifat. Okon Edem. Udua Kabas. Okay, praise Abiola. Kachukwu. Numode. Guess that's Bayelsa. One Neri Chidozie Bright. Wagu Frances Fechukwu. Abasi winner. Odigwe Nancy Esohu. Kalu Chigozie Valentine. Benita Chisom Ikpema. Say India, they say it. India.
Everybody wanna win. Yeah, yeah. If only
India.
No, I said India's time. Don't worry about it.
Keyoma. Prevail. Agogo.
If you try, you can't be, that's what you want. If you
Ebo Olua. Mo fason bello.
you can't be,
Okay, Kauta. Mokuro. Agogo. Blessing. Agogo blessing. Mukoro. Agogo blessing.
on my house, me, oh, to do me to yeah. Let me tell you, you can. I won't have it, so you know. Just keep on pushing, oh.
Alan. Donald. Ama. Hanania. Jacob. Udu Namdi Paul. Uduma. Ugochino. Iyoma. Ugo. Saint Michael. Ugo. Saint Michael. Saint Michael. Samuel. Ezeku. Ezeku. Chukwu Ezogo. Cephas. Kephas. Ezuko. Kephas. Fajimi. Amarachi. Fimbas. Ezema. Fimbas. Ezema. Alfred. Ganiu. Majid. Joshua. Ganiu. Ganiu Majid. Ifa Richard. Favor Dasiba. Igonu. Igoji. Joan Amarachi. Joan Amarachi. Uhi Marvelous. Uhi Marvelous. Ọ̀tá God's gift. God's gift. Ọ̀tá. God's gift. Owó Láfẹ́ Táíwò Faith. Ahmed Ayodeji. Samuel Bright. Simeon Grace. Okay, the remaining people are from Vicinity House.
I'm crazy over you. Tin man go through to make you know what you want me to do. I will not seek you not to see me. And my love will go past the love you. If I fall in love,
Thank you very much. I think my job is done. MC. The best graduating students from Igbinedion University will get a check of 100,000 naira from the council. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my registrar. Mr. Chairman, sir, permit me to present a plaque and a certificate to the best overall graduate student of the 2024-2025 academic session. Akman, please, Jacob. Just hold on. The best graduate student in medical microbiology. Akman, please, Jacob.
tin man go through to make you know what you want me if you don't believe. I will not seek you not to see me. And my love go past the love you. If I fall in love, if you don't, I will not seek you not to see me. And my love go past the love you. If I fall in love, baby, what have you done?
The best graduate student in chemical pathologies. Ezito, Belfast, Chinomo Ziboro.
How was it wrong?
I thought I heard some.
That's a good night.
What have you done?
The best graduate student in hematology. Eke Praise Abiola.
Believe me, it has to you. I need you. I need you.
Last but certainly not the least, best graduate student in histopathology. I told one, you don't have faith.
Need you. It must be you. I need you. I need you. I need you. Baby, in love with you for days. Down there with you for so.
So please, I want to just come and take photograph with the Deputy Vice Chancellor, my registrar, sir, and the Deputy and guest speaker. Please, can you just stand so that they join your photograph? Sir.
Yeah. Oh, Como foi podindo de brilho, o toyo me que tanga, olha, toro me que tasta, e vino me calala calala, e vino me calala calala, o mato, e eu you want my to, e eu ni mato, and if you make a like the put, but do, yes, where you stop, where you stop.
Please, please, join us, come. Please put your hands together for yourself once again, please. Put your hands together for yourself. According to the registrar MLSCN, he said that he dares to say, my fellow colleagues. Please put your hands together for yourselves. You told me you as inductees. Now you're going to live here as newly minted medical laboratory scientists. Can somebody clock it? I hope some person and clock it here. Thank you. When we started, you were not shouting. Now we are begging you to stop shouting. Very distinguished guests, we thank you for being here with us all this while. There's a tradition that we usually carry out for every induction and also every master class that we host here in our university. And that is the presentation of plaque. First, to the Registrar and CEO, Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. As a way of saying thank you for coming here to induct this, our fresh products into your organization. The chairman is going to oversee that, and please, I enjoy to give him a wonderful round of applause as he does that. I cannot hear the medical scientists clapping. The chairman will also present him a souvenir of the university so that when he gets back, he can proudly say, I came to Nigeria's first private university. Please let us applaud him, please. Thank you very much, our esteemed registrar and CEO. Next is going to be the presentation of plaque of appreciation to an esteemed guest speaker, justice to today's lecture. The very person of Professor Charles Igbinedion. Please can we applaud him, please. Please let us appreciate our guest speaker. Please let us appreciate him. A very fantastic job today. The guest speaker is also going to get a souvenir to tell his VC when he gets back that I came to you and treated me well. Please let us applaud him. Please let us appreciate him. Thank you so kindly. Thank you so kindly. Gradually winding down, and before we invite the registrar to give us the vote of thanks, first we are going to take the valedictory speech by the graduating students, the very person of, hold on, the very person of medical laboratory scientists, Adman, please, Jacob, please, let us have her on the stage. Thank you very much. Keep clapping, please.
Vice Chancellor, members of the Governing Council, and other principals of the university, the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, distinguished guests, and of course, the graduating class of 2025. My name is Akpan Peace Jacob, and I'm deeply honored to stand before you today here as the best graduating student of the Medical Laboratory Science Department. There's a famous proverb that says, it takes a whole village to raise a child. And I want to take a few minutes to thank that village. Firstly, I want to thank God sincerely for his grace and favor to be standing on this podium today. God has really been faithful, even when so many setbacks happened during the course of my study. Next, I would like to sincerely thank my parents, late Comptroller Jacob Akpan and Mrs. Igbinedion Akpan, who have sacrificed a lot for me to be here, to make me this far in my education. To my late dad, whom I lost in my 300 level, he laid the foundation for this journey. Fun fact, I always wanted to study medicine, but my dad always pushed me to study medical laboratory science, and thank God I listened. I wish he was here to see that his TC1 is standing on this podium as the best graduating student. And to my mom, thank you for being my biggest cheerleader, my prayer warrior, and my constant source of strength. Everything I am and hope to be is because of your love, your guidance, and your money. Thank you, Mommy. To my siblings, pharmacist Priska, Martins, and Favorite, thank you for the love and all the emotional support. To my closest friends, my Powerpuff Girls, Obasiwina Chizuru and Udumago Chinyere Ihoma, we read together, prayed together, and finally we are graduating together. Honestly, I have to mention that they made sure I included their names in this speech. In fact, they practically threatened me, but thankfully, truthfully, I wouldn't have it any other way. Nicki Minaj once said, go to school, graduate, get your own. Because when it's all said and done, they can say what they want to say about you, but they can't take it away from you. Marvel once said, focus, focus.
Well, I thought the medical lab scientists have taken our light, but it's good to know that the light is back. Please let us give her a resounding round of applause, please. Very quickly, with the permission of the chairman, I would like to invite to the microphone the vice chairperson, Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Obulari Osaze, to come and induct this, our new, what's it called, medical laboratory scientists into the association. Please let us applaud him.
The vice chair, the vice chancellor, my amiable registrar, represented member of the highly decorated table. My name is Obulari Osaze, the vice chairman. I'm in Edo State Chapter. I'll be representing the chairman who is not here at the moment. Allow me to stand on the existing protocol. Thank you. A welcome address by the chairman, AMSIN Edo State Branch, to the newly inducted young medical laboratory scientists of Igbinedion University, Okada, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty members, proud parents and guardians, newly inducted medical laboratory scientists, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor and immense joy that I, on behalf of the Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists, Edo State Branch, welcome you all to this remarkable occasion. The formal induction of our newest colleague to the noble and dynamic medical laboratory science profession today marks a milestone in your life's journey. Transition from students to licensed professional entrusted with the responsibility of safeguarding public health through accurate, reliable, and timely medical laboratory services. Your commitment, resilience, and passion have led you to this point, and we are proud to officially receive you into the AMSIN family. Dear inductees, as you step into the professional world, remember that you are key contributors to the diagnosis, prevention, and management of diseases in healthcare is indispensable. Your professional competence, integrity, and the ethics of our profession at all times. As AMSIN Edo State Branch, we are committed to supporting your growth, encourage you to connected with the association, participate in active professional development programs, membership initiative, and scientific activities that will enhance your expertise and strengthen our collective voice in the healthcare system. The future of medical laboratory science in Nigeria rests largely on your bright minds. Embrace challenges and opportunities to innovate, stay curious, continue to learn, strive for excellence always. Once again, congratulations on your induction. We celebrate your achievements today and look to your great impact in the medical laboratory science profession, in the health sector at large. And it will amaze you to know that the chairman of the Young Medical Laboratory Scientist is in the house, the person of Okoro Robinson Ibrahim. Please do well to take his number and interface with him. It helps with many of those challenges we face, especially at this stage when we are looking for internship placements, one or two problems we have in the field. They help follow up, and when it's beyond their reach, they reach out to AMSIN. So on this note, I bring you this big message from our chairperson, Comrade Ehige Ikagwere. Congratulations once again, and thank you.
Very quickly, I'd like to invite to the microphone for the vote of thanks the University Registrar, Mr. Ahola Oge. Please let us applaud him as he makes his way, please. Please, can we clap for the registrar, please?
I'd like to say something about what the best graduating students just said. She paid tribute to a group of people that she read with. They studied together, they prayed together, and she cheated them because she left all of them behind and became the best graduating student. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I'd like to give glory to the Almighty God, the fountain of all knowledge and wisdom, for his divine guidance and blessings that have culminated in the success of this ceremony today. Our profound, immutable gratitude also goes to the founder and visionary leader of this university, the Honorable Chancellor, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Igbinedion, CFR, for his unparalleled legacy and philanthropy and commitment to building centers of excellence in education that created this very platform. We thank him immensely for his unwavering support and for the continuous inspiration he has been providing to this institution. To our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Ezemonye, who is unavoidably absent, and the entire university management, I wish to express our deep appreciation for your exemplary leadership and steadfast commitment to upholding the highest academic and professional standards. Your directive and support ensured that this ceremony became a huge success. We are also exceptionally privileged to have hosted our distinguished guest speaker, the Registrar and Chief Executive of the Medical and Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. May I have your attention, please? Your presence here today is a powerful testimony to the strong leadership and partnership that Igbinedion University and the national regulatory body have had. We are deeply grateful to your insightful address, your commitment and upholding the professional ethics, and for graciously performing the sacred rite of induction. Your presence has significantly elevated the importance of this event. To the inducting officers and representatives of the council, we extend our sincere thanks for the meticulous work of ensuring the integrity of this process. To the Dean, School of Basic Medical Sciences, the head of department, and all distinguished academic and non-teaching staff, we say heartfelt thank you. Your dedication, teaching, mentorship, and research have directly shaped the quality of these newly inducted scientists. You are the engine of the academic enterprise, and today's success is a reflection of your efforts. To our dear parents, guardians, and sponsors of our, I'm told you are not inductees anymore, of our newly inducted scientists, we share in your joy and pride. Your immense sacrifices, trust in our institution, and unwavering support have been the bedrock upon which your children's success is built. The university management commends and thank you for the partnership in this noble endeavor. To our newly inducted scientists, the stars of today, I offer my personal congratulations. You have worked diligently to meet these rigorous standards set by both your department and the council. As you take your oath today, remember that you are our new ambassadors of the university. You carry with you the reputation and commitment of excellence. We have confidence that you will uphold the dignity of your profession and contribute meaningfully to healthcare delivery in Nigeria and beyond. My appreciation also goes to the University Protocol Unit, the ICT, and the media team. We hardly mention them. And all the support staff who tirelessly stood behind the scenes to ensure that this occasion was seamlessly executed. Finally, to our alumni, friends, and distinguished guests who have joined us today, either in person or in spirit, thank you for your continuous support to Igbinedion University. And finally, to God Almighty, who has guided the planning and execution of this ceremony, who has brought all of you here safely, and who will also take you safely back. We bless him immensely, and we thank him for all that he is doing for us. Thank you all for your presence and participation. May God continue to bless Igbinedion University and bless you all. Thank you very much.
You know the next thing I'm about to say. So kindly just oblige me. Can we applaud the registrar again, please? Very quickly, we'll take the full announcements before I invite the person who is going to take the closing prayer to the microphone. After the closing prayer, we'll take the university anthem and the national anthem. Right after that, we're expected to remain standing as the chairman of the occasion meets the registrar and other esteemed guests outside for the group photograph. Our guests are still expected to remain standing as the newly inducted medical laboratory scientists join them outside for the group photograph. Right after that, I believe all the newly inducted medical lab scientists, they have other plans at the teaching hospital campus. It is on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that I want to thank you most sincerely for being with us here today to witness the 16th oath-taking and induction ceremony. For parents, guardians, and sponsors who have traveled all across the country to be here, I understand a few people flew into the country to witness this particular ceremony. We thank God who has brought you safely to this event. It is our hope and prayer that as you make your way back, God will grant you safe journey to your various destinations through Christ our Lord. Please, shall we rise for the closing prayer? To take the closing prayer is one of the newly minted medical lab scientists, the very person of MLS Dauda Abida. Please, can we applaud her?
We thank Almighty Allah for making this occasion a success, and we pray to Him to guide all of us that are newly inducted. And we pray that He returns all of us back to our various homes safely. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and wish you safe journey back home. Amen. Fatiha.
Please remain standing for the university anthem. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, can you remain standing as the chair and the other esteemed guests make their way outside? Following suit are the newly inducted scientists. Please kindly follow them outside for the group photograph. All the newly inducted medical lab scientists, directors, heads of unit here present, kindly join outside for the group photograph. Please let us make our way quickly, please. Thank you very much.